The ancestors are not who you think. When people hear the word ancestor, they picture someone who is already gone. A Viking standing on the deck of a longship, a grandmother working in a farmhouse kitchen, a soldier marching off to war, a blacksmith, a king, someone from history, someone whose life has already been written. But here's something we rarely stop to consider. Every one of those people was once exactly like you. They woke up tired. They worried about paying for things. They argued with their spouses. They made mistakes. They wondered whether they were doing enough for their children. They laughed with friends around a fire. They had hopes. They had fears. They had dreams that never came true. They weren't born as ancestors. They became them. One ordinary day at a time. One decision at a time. One promise kept. One promise broken. One act of courage. One act of selfishness. One life. Eventually, every one of us will become someone's ancestor. The only question is, what kind of ancestor will you become? One of the things I find fascinating is how modern people think about history. We admire great men and women. We study them. We quote them. Sometimes we almost mythologize them. But we forget something incredibly important. They never knew they were going to become history. When George Washington crossed the Delaware, he wasn't thinking about school textbooks. When Egil Skallagrimsson composed poetry, he wasn't trying to become a saga. When your grandfather worked 60 hours a week to feed his family, he probably wasn't thinking about becoming the man you would someday tell stories about. They were simply trying to do what they believed was right. History was written afterwards. That matters, because we spend so much time wondering what history will remember, when the real question is, what are you doing today? History is simply ordinary days viewed from far enough away. One of the greatest mistakes of modern society is that we've become almost entirely focused on what we've inherited. People ask, what did my parents do to me? What opportunities did I miss? What disadvantages did I inherit? Sometimes those questions matter. Sometimes people inherit tremendous hardship. Sometimes they inherit broken homes. Sometimes they inherit debt, trauma, abuse, poverty. All of those things are real. I'm not dismissing them. But eventually, every human being reaches a point where another question becomes more important. That question is, what will I leave behind? Because there comes a moment in every life when you stop being merely someone's child and you begin becoming someone's example. Let's think about that for a minute. Whether you have children or not, someone is watching you. A younger coworker, a nephew, a niece, a student, someone in your tribe, someone at work, someone in your neighborhood, someone who quietly watches how you solve problems, how you handle disappointment, how you treat your spouse, how you speak about people who aren't in the room, how you react when nobody is watching. Whether you realize it or not, you are teaching every single day. Not because you choose to become a teacher, because human beings, well, they learn by imitation. We always have. Our ancestors did. Their ancestors did. And our descendants, they will too. One of the recurring themes you'll hear me talk about is stewardship. I don't believe we own very much. Not really. Our names, our traditions, our communities, even our children, none of them truly belong to us. They are entrusted to us for a while, and then they move on. I often say, my name is not my own. I received it from my father. My responsibility is to return it in better condition than I found it. Now that isn't just true of a name, it's true of almost everything worth having. We inherit knowledge, we must improve it, then we must pass it on. Or at least, that's what we're supposed to do. Our ancestors were not perfect. Hell, far from it. Some left behind wisdom, others left behind warnings. Some gave us traditions worth preserving, others gave us mistakes worth avoiding. All of those things are valuable. Every generation inherits both treasure and unfinished work. The question isn't whether your ancestors were perfect. The question is whether you are adding more treasure or more unfinished work. Sometimes people tell me, I just want people to remember me. Do you? Why? Being remembered isn't automatically a good thing. History remembers tyrants. History remembers cowards. History remembers fools. Remembrance itself is not the goal. Worthy remembrance is. Those are two entirely different things. You cannot demand that future generations respect you. You cannot insist that they honor you. Just as we evaluate our ancestors, they will someday evaluate us. They owe us nothing. Their respect must be carried. It must be earned, just as ours was. Imagine just for a moment that your great-great-grandchildren could stand beside this fire tonight. Not to judge you, not to praise you, simply to ask questions. What would they ask? Would they ask why you work so much? Would they ask why you never came home? Would they ask why you stay in an unhappy marriage? Would they ask why you left an unhappy marriage? Would they ask why you fought for your community? Or maybe why you didn't? Would they thank you? Would they understand your sacrifices? Or Would they simply inherit problems you refuse to solve? Those are uncomfortable questions, to be sure, but they're necessary ones. Because every decision that we postpone becomes someone else's burden. This is one of the reasons heathenry plays such an incredibly important part of our lives. This is the reason heathenry makes reputation a primary goal. Not because reputation feeds the ego, because reputation, that's what survives us. When your possessions are gone, when your career has been forgotten, when your house belongs to someone else, what remains? I'll tell you what remains. Stories, examples, lessons, warnings. You're your frame. The reputation that outlives your heartbeat. That is your true inheritance. Not what you accumulated, what you cultivated. I think modern society has become so obsessed with consuming. Consume entertainment, consume products, consume experiences, consume comfort. Very little thought is given to production. What are you producing? Who is stronger because you lived? What traditions are healthier because you protected them? What skills will survive because you taught them? Who carries themselves with greater honor because they watched your example? Those are the questions that build civilizations, not merely comfortable lives. One day, someone will speak your name. Maybe your grandchildren, maybe your tribe, maybe no one for another 100 years. What will they say? Will they say, "He always kept his word"? She left people better than she found them. They built something worth preserving. They carried burdens so others wouldn't have to. Or will your name become little more than an entry on a family tree? Every ancestor you admire once stood exactly where you stand today, trying to make the best decisions they could with the life they were given. Now, it's your turn. Because one day, you will no longer be thinking about your ancestors. Someone else will be thinking about you. The only question that remains is whether you'll become the ancestor they are honored and grateful to remember.